This documentary is for educational and informational purposes only. It covers real people, real stories and raw environments, not to glorify violence or hate, but to shed light on reality. The content has also been censored to comply with YouTube's guidelines.
If you look up the definition of a nigger, it is a filthy, unclean person.
We don't get the same white told police that kicked up from the store, you know what I'm saying? Look, there they go right there. Look.
Since cotton went out, the town done went down. There's been some hangings around here.
Would you consider yourself as a racist?
Yeah.
I've got kin folks that still don't like black people, don't like other people. They don't like a different race.
The West is the best, meaning culturally.
People not putting the past behind them.
Racism is for sure going on.
I'm scared of y'all kind.
I want to say the devil is one of the South.
You don't take the devil to bed with you. You expose him.
White power, proud of your boy. White should stay with white. Black should stay with black.
I'm a racist.
White Americans.
You say I'm a racist?
I am.
Class citizens. Federal laws.
There's a Klan here in Mississippi.
Yes.
A set of federal laws.
We're on neutral ground. If anything goes wrong that I feel that goes wrong, y'all won't leave here.
I believe you're insinuating that we could be murdered.
Could be, and you'll never be found. Never be found. There wasn't nobody said a word.
We are a Christian organization.
White all the way. Don't like it, get the fuck out of here.
Killed the guy that got home down there.
Trey, as he's known, is the young black man who was found hanging from a campus tree on Monday morning.
You take a man like that, you tie him up to a goddamn tree, take your piece of water hose about that long, and you run it up his asshole.
A real-life horror story. The United States is a country divided amongst many things. Culture, politics, gender and sexuality. But race is the oldest and strongest divider. And while many people have begun to heal from the racial troubles of America's past, some people's hatred has grown stronger.
I hate niggers. Makes me sick to my stomach to see a white girl with a nigger.
The Great Divide in a falling empire finds its largest battlefield in America's south. Last time I visited Dingus within West Virginia. This time I'm in Mississippi, which I guess has a history of dark racism.
I was in a town when 4 people got killed. Blood all in the sea.
It's gonna always be some form of racism in Mississippi. When they die, if you pass it on to them, it's gonna always be in your family.
I will be this way till the day I die. If I see a black woman out there getting beat by 6 men, what'd she do to them? What did she do to cause them to do that?
I was warned before making this documentary not to continue given the colour of my skin, and perhaps I should have listened.
You know, when you're talking about the black folks when they started coming in, everybody got along. I mean, there wasn't no, you know, you black, you white, you know, wasn't other stuff going on.
That N-word, do many people say it today in Mississippi?
Yeah, all the time.
I think we're in Kemper, Mississippi, trying to find some people to interview. I have no idea where we are though, some dirt road in the middle of nowhere. This is where our adventure started.
What, you been watching, tennis?
Yeah, and that other on ESPN.
Kemper County, Mississippi, on the far eastern end of Mississippi.
That girl just got through whooping that white girl.
We chose Kemper because of the guidance from our highly intelligent research agent, ChatGPT. Apparently, Kemper County has a dark history with racism. Today, the county is majority black.
My name is Lee Odom.
Nice to meet you, Lee. My name's Aaron.
Same to you.
So if you want to watch this documentary uncensored and uncut, it will be on my Patreon. Link will be in the description and it will be in the comments. Even if you don't join the Patreon, thanks for watching. Lee, how long have you lived in Mississippi?
I was born in 1953. This year in October, I'll be 73 years.
So you were around before the Civil Rights Act was passed.
I tell you what, I thought was one of the happiest days of my life, and I thought we was going to actually benefit from that. They found other ways to discriminate on you, like they found a way to fix it where you wouldn't get whatever you deserve.
Do you trust white people in general?
No, I don't. That's why I was asking you, did you have your goods? No, I don't trust white folks.
What was the name?
Anthony.
Anthony. Aaron, nice to meet you, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
And Anthony, how long have you lived in Mississippi?
I've been here all my life. I'm 59.
Do you think there's still a problem in Mississippi today with racism?
I don't say it's really racism. Sometimes some of the things they say, make you mad. Sometimes the things they do.
Why don't you trust white people?
Well, they didn't tend to like me, because I would talk back, to them and stuff like that.
The blacks are pushing, it seems like to me, to punish us, take away things from us that was there for, certain reasons.
We were sharecroppers. My family was a sharecropper. Most of the black people around here helped the white man farm. They worked his half and your half.
Following the end of the Civil War in 1865, which abolished slavery in America, much of the South turned to sharecropping as a new economic system.
You had to do what the white folks said do.
I hauled hay for a quarter a bale.
Newly freed black families and poor white farmers rented land from owners. Have you ever heard of the term sharecropping?
That's what Daddy done all the time. That's what we done. That's what my daddy done all his life. Sharecropping. That's all he ever done.
Paying their dues with a portion of the harvest.
The most of them would probably want about a quarter of what you made out of that.
Oh, they took a part of it?
They took a part of it.
In theory, it created opportunity. In practice, it created long-term debt and dependence, especially for black sharecroppers.
Some of us put the past behind us, some of us don't. The ones that don't make sometimes the ones that do wonder, why we do, if you understand what I mean.
But you think the slave trade should still be here today?
Oh yeah, they were brought here to do what we tell them to do. That's where it should stay.
They come over here and took this country from the Indians. The Indians was here thousands of years before they were evil. Don't care about nothing but a dollar. Don't even care about his own family.
If you was on your deathbed and the doctor was black, would you want him to save your life?
No. Let me die.
What about a family member?
Let them die.
In your honest opinion, do you think white people are inherently evil?
I really do. Because of the way they did the Indians when this country was first founded. It's a hidden thing too, about like the KKK.
If people would just leave the past alone, we could all get along. But you got to drop the past. You got to forget to forgive. So
Why do you think they find it so hard to forget the past?
because it was done to them, their ancestors. But they got to realize it was our ancestors that done it, not us. We can't make our ancestors do nothing. They're not here. They were here before we were. All we can do is try to change the problem that it was.
Like many places in America, Kemper County became voluntarily segregated after the mandated integration brought forth by the civil rights movement. When you see an interracial couple, how does that make you feel?
It enrages me.
And today, you won't hear much about white and black people communicating there. However, in Bolshoi County, immediately next to Kemper, we were told there might be more integration between races, so we headed to the county's biggest city, Philadelphia.
Mississippi is the lowest paying state they are in the United States.
Now, where y'all from?
London?
London.
London.
Man, that's a big culture shock, ain't it?
Oh yeah, sorry, what was the name?
Hey, my name's Blake Gordon.
Blake, Aaron, pleasure to meet you, Blake.
Nice to meet you.
The reason I came to Mississippi is because it's considered probably the most racist state, or once upon a time was in America. Do you think that's true?
So, there's definitely prejudices.
Leave these white folks alone. If you fool with them, you're going to have trouble.
There's a factor of it that ranges from early tribalism between different tribes in ancient history.
Do you find other races attractive?
No, smell like probably fish and chips.
Older generations, you definitely see them still stuck in their ways.
What's your opinion on the Klan?
I really don't want to go there. Back in the day when it was first set up, it was a good thing.
I mean, I'm relieved to see younger generations getting better.
Somebody called us like, "Do y'all want to die?" We kind of laughed in their face. It was just funny.
Is it perfect? I don't think anything's ever perfect.
Would you say you're proud to be a racist?
Oh yeah.
But to know that I am living in what used to be, I mean, this is where the Mississippi burning trials and the Mississippi burning case was.
In 1964, 3 civil rights workers were murdered in Mississippi by the Ku Klux Klan. Federal trials in 1967 convicted 7 men. These murders took place right here in Bolshoi County.
You even starting to smell like a nigger.
Take it easy, we'll be all right.
Sure you will, nigger lover.
If I feel just anything, y'all won't leave here. I mean that. Just like I told you a while ago, I do it for less. I've done it for less.
Have you ever been in a position where you've had to do that?
Yes, I have. Child molester, 18-month-old child. What do you think his punishment should have been? You take him in the woods down south where the swamps and shit is. You tie him up to a goddamn tree, leave one on, bend him over. You take your piece of water hose about that long, then you take a piece of barbed wire. You thread it through that water hose, and then you pull the water hose out. Make sure it gets the gut, and then you leave that one arm free. Then he has to pull that barbed wire out. He won't never make it past the third barb.
What race was this child?
Yeah. Black, 34-year-old.
And you said you've done it for less than 2,500.
Oh yeah.
So how much have you?
Run that for free. If you ever want to see the devil, if you ever want to see the devil himself, this one of us off. Cross one of us, and we'll show you.
So here in Philadelphia, you look out here and you'll see times where it gets so packed out here and you have all different people sitting together, talking with each other, communicating and just enjoying life together. To know that we've come that far, I think it's great.
Hi there, what was the name?
My name is Georgia Fullerton Graham.
Georgia, Aaron. Pleasure to meet you, Georgia.
Pleasure to meet you too.
So how long have you lived in Mississippi?
All my life.
Once upon a time, it was considered the most racist state within America.
I understand. You have racism in a lot of different ways.
Give me an example. So how is it racist?
I love Blake like a son, like a brother. But if I own this business, I probably wouldn't get the same patronage.
Do you think being a white man in Mississippi, you had more opportunities than a black man?
So my father was a great deal of why I was able to get this property, and then also my family. The lady who sold us this property, I was 23 at the time, with zero credit.
From the late 1800s through to the 1960s, Jim Crow laws in Mississippi enforced strict segregation across public life. These laws gave white families like Blake's access to better education, jobs, and political power.
My dad was school administrator, and he had done a lot. So I think that there's a certain advantage from eons past, not necessarily that it's just me now.
The result was a lasting cycle of advantage for some and a disenfranchisement for others.
My family was able to get in those positions during Jim Crow and stuff like that to be a part of the head of the community. It did give me a foot ahead now.
May feel it toward our ancestors and stuff, but why feel it toward us? Like I say, we didn't do it, and we're trying our best not to do it.
I interviewed a white guy, and he was like, black people just need to let go.
It's the blacks, because we have to let it go. People are not putting the past behind them. Leave the past alone. Got to drop the past. I just wish the past would be the past. Let the past go.
Do you think that's a fair statement?
It's crazy.
I shouldn't let go on. We don't even know history for real. It's being hung in there, barbecue. It's crazy.
God tells us to love everybody, but it's hard to let something go that sits in your heart. That's hurt a lot of my family members.
Do you think black and white people can live together peacefully? Growing up, do you think you had the same opportunities as the white people in a similar position to you?
You could say yes or no, because yes, we did, but you just had to work hard to get it.
It was apparent that when you go into a convenience store, or you go into the grocery store, or you go into any kind of businesses, there were more white than black that was hired, and I don't know what the reason behind that was.
Which one the reason was the skin color?
Could possibly be.
Do you think there's a superior race?
Yes.
What makes the white race superior?
You were here first.
The QAnon boy.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. If you got some old apples that are still around, they gonna hang on to the very end. Not always saying that the person agrees with them, but they're your family. And you think, okay, if they feel this way, maybe I should feel this way.
If you're raised at a young age thinking that there's a lot of racism and this is what you should do and you should say the N-word when you shouldn't say, all this kind of stuff. But I was raised differently, and my kids raised differently.
He was amazing, by the way.
Thank you. Blake.
And what's this?
So that's our deep fried gator bites that you're eating there.
Deep fried gator?
Yeah, we get them out of Eunice, Louisiana.
That was the first ever time I tried gator, and it was amazing. We spent a good amount of time speaking to civilians on the street, so we want to take it up a level. We went on the Southern Poverty Law Center website and looked for some of the hate groups in Mississippi. One of the first ones we saw was the Proud Boys.
I'm sure there are racists in the club. I mean, it's a men's fraternity. We all have different feelings about stuff like that.
The Proud Boys were started by Gavin McInnes, who was originally co-founded Vice. The Proud Boys gained infamy during the January 6th riots.
Proud Boys.
Proud Boys. Proud Boys.
The group denies the allegations of being a white supremacist organisation, so we said our farewell to Philadelphia and headed north So it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm about to interview a member of the Proud Boys, and his space apparently will be covered. But the Proud Boys have been designated as an extremist group by the government and as a terrorist organisation in Canada. How did you become a member of the Proud Boys?
2020, Biden and Trump mentioned the club at the end of the debate.
So who would you like me to condemn? Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
There was a big surge in membership. I got in like 2 months before that. I was a fan of Gavin McInnes. I'd been watching his show.
We didn't steal the land from the Indians. Don't follow me, I just farted.
It was during COVID, so I was stuck at home. It's mostly a group of men that agree on certain things.
You're welcome, you f***ing ingrates.
You can't just find that anywhere.
What certain things do you agree on?
Well, in particular, that the West is the best. The only thing you need to be a member is to be born a man and believe that the West is the best, meaning culturally, more than America first, it's Western chauvinism. And what makes the West the best to me, personally, is that people can come here from other cultures and they can integrate. And if they do that, they can be successful. They can become an American. I couldn't move to China and become a Chinaman or Chinese. You know, I'd be an American in China. That's what makes us different, that we are accepting of others. If people come here to the West and they don't assimilate, that doesn't work. The Western culture, the idea is based in Christianity. That's what America was founded on. Christianity is the soul of the West.
For America to be great again, what does America look like to you for it to be great again?
This is it. It looks like it looks. When we say make America great again, we mean return to American exceptionalism.
Have you ever heard of the Proud Boys?
Yeah.
And what do you think of them?
I don't like them. I don't like no groups or nothing like that that's gonna go fight against the government.
How do you feel about January the 6th?
Before it happened, I was against anyone going, but at the same time, I see it as kind of a reflection point. It was like the right saying, we're tired of this. The left had been rioting all year. That year, they had been burning down cities. Everyone was just mad. It was like a blow-off valve that let off all this steam. I'm glad all those guys got pardoned. If someone there did assault a police officer, they should pay for that. But a lot of people were unnecessarily prosecuted.
They've served years in jail. These were people that actually love our country.
You're covering your face, and as a Proud Boy, I guess, it's almost in the title, you should be proud of what you're speaking about.
Because of the idea that being a Proud Boy is automatically akin to being a Klansman when they're nothing alike, but people have that idea.
How do you feel about the Proud Boys?
I think they're trash. I know guys, I'll say that. They're trash.
What makes you saying that then? Because to me, I guess, to my understanding is, the media put them in the same category as you, but left extreme.
Right, they're wannabes. They want to be where we are. They want to accomplish the things that we have and the things that we've done. We are and will always be number one.
You often get, by the media, labelled as a hate group, racist. Why do you think those labels and tags are attached to the Proud Boys?
It's easy. When you're talking about a group that doesn't have a voice, you can say whatever you want about them.
In regards to the Klan and their ideologies, what do you think of that?
I think that they are heinous. Their history is heinous. They're a terrorist organization, even if they don't do that anymore. It was started as a Democrat Party, a violent wing of the Democrat Party to enforce Jim Crow, and it's a horrible thing.
He was nothing like I'd assumed he would be. From what I've read online and to what I witnessed and what the human I spoke to, I wouldn't say they're completely opposing things, but a lot of things that he said contradicted what the media labelled the group as. I couldn't tell if he was holding back, but he made me think the entire understanding of the Proud Boys was mistaken. Despite all my preconceived notions, I didn't sense an ounce of genuine racism from him. Having driven several hours north in Mississippi, we decided to start headhunting on the streets again for interviews, so we drove to the nearby town of Pontotoc. One thing I'm noticing in these rural towns within Mississippi, the poverty line is high, and there's a lot of abandoned things wherever you go. We're in Pontotoc in North Mississippi at the moment, And we just went through this abandoned garage. In these areas are quote unquote supposed to be racist. The poverty level is very high.
Hi, sir. What was the name?
Johnny McGill.
Johnny McGill. Aaron, pleasure to meet you, Johnny.
You too?
How long have you lived in Mississippi?
All my life. Kids don't know what it's like growing up nowadays. We grew up poor. We're still poor, but we grew up poor. I went to the 6th grade and I quit in the 6th grade because my daddy got sick. I had to go to work.
Would you reckon back then racism was a problem when you was growing up? Did you see much?
Rice?
Racism.
What was the name?
Leroy Hoover. I got 3 jobs. I was on housing stuff, training and stuff.
You got 3 jobs?
Mm-hmm.
When are you going to retire?
Yeah.
These cell phones, this internet, as they call it, what, technology or whatever.
Everybody got their own phones and stuff like this. And you going somewhere and you are talking on the phone while you driving and you ain't paying attention to the road.
We lived in a house with kids. You could look through the floor and feed the chickens through the floor.
And what was it like, I guess, with black people back then? So what was it? Did you see many black people when you was growing up?
Yeah, you seen a lot of them. As a matter of fact, there was a guy, he had to have been over 7 foot tall. He was a heavy guy. We used to walk by his house going to the field, to old pick cotton or whatever we had to do. He'd talk to us every time, and when Mother would cook, she'd cook breakfast and dinner at the same time. She'd take food to the field with us, so we wouldn't have to go back to the house to eat.
So you was there all day?
So we was there all day.
The old statement where there's poverty and there's lack of education, there's racism. There's definitely poverty, but I'm yet to see the racism. The more we explored Mississippi, the less predictable the racism became. Hi sir, what was the name? But sometimes, life has a funny way of steering you in the right direction.
Elvis.
Nice to meet you, Elvis. Aaron.
Aaron, nice to meet you.
And from this point forward, the world became darker.
We stand up for what's right to our own race. This organization is doing good because we help people. The white family that is struggling, we go to them, we help them.
But we can do that for any race.
No, it's whites only.
Do you think there's still racism prevalent within Mississippi today?
Yes, I do. When I grew up, I never seen a Mexican, a colored person until I was 12 years old. When I meet somebody, I don't judge them by their color. But that's me. That's not everybody else around here.
Why do you think some people do?
Heritage.
Have you met racists yourself?
Oh, of course. I'm different than most people around here. You can go interview 100 people and you'll come back to me and say I was different. Because I believe in what's right. You know, I didn't have a choice to be born here. I just lived here. Now, it used to be rough. Because you didn't see a white man without a black man in the truck with him.
Why would that be? So why would the...
Because he worked for him for nothing.
For nothing?
Or for food, or, you know, just to live. And raise his family. He had to.
I travel around the world, especially America, making these films. And the first ever time someone said something racist to me was in this town.
This guy here just told me to go back from where I came from.
That's crazy, yeah.
I don't doubt that one bit. It's everywhere.
And he was like a 12-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm. You gotta look at his parents. He didn't ask to be here. A white man can be what they call, you know, an N-word, but...
So what does that word mean to you? Because I guess it has different meanings.
Sorry, lazy, won't work, no good, but that's what they call their slaves. Just walk around there and just look through the door. Driver's side door, just look. You don't have to touch anything. When you and me, you're safe.
What is that?
My first impression of Elvis was confusion. The mystery behind his words had me doubting my trust for him.
I've heard from an old black man, when the world changes, you have to change. And I said, nope, but, you know, I've had to give up some of that because you do have to change with the world.
I feel like we would be safe. Do you think it's a good thing that America's now more multicultural than it was before? So do you think it's a good thing that white people, black people, Hispanics, Asians all live together? Or do you think it's better to have everyone segregated?
I believe they should stay with their race. And I believe in love, though. I mean, I'm not big on that.
So would you reckon it's better?
I'd rather stay in their own race. Within 10 years, there won't be a such thing as a full-blooded person. It's just going to happen when it happens. It's happening. Y'all have heard of the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
See, I know them. They let them in and out of prison. The law does. They let them in and out of prison. They run the prisons and then they let them out. I know this from personally.
Do you know anyone in the Brotherhood?
Yes.
Personally?
Yes.
Do you reckon anyone in Mississippi?
Several.
Do you reckon you could?
Aryan Brotherhood.
The Aryan Brotherhood is a white supremacist gang. The gang is exclusive to white people and is notorious for violence, extortion, and organised crime both inside and outside prison walls. In Mississippi, the Aryan Brotherhood has become the most powerful prison gang, demonstrating recent control over local drug trafficking. Their influence stretches beyond prison, shaping networks of crime in rural communities where meth trade and white supremacist culture intersect. In prison, the Aryan Brotherhood exerts its force overtly, but in the free world, they move in shadows. How do you reckon they would be towards me if I tried to speak to them?
Yeah.
Do you reckon they would speak to me?
Not unless I brought you over there to him.
That's crazy.
But he wouldn't say anything because I brought you over there. Are you interested?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you would be safe.
After meeting Elvis, we were excited to interview his racist connection, but very quickly after concluding our interview with Elvis, he went dark.
So we just interviewed Elvis. He just messaged me now saying he's heard bad things about us. I'm a bit confused about. I tried to call him and he said, don't call me, text me, which again is a bit strange. So I'm just about to send him the YouTube channel now and ask him what he's heard exactly.
Elvis called us saying that he had heard bad things about us before ghosting us for the rest of the night. We woke up defeated. We had stayed near Bonatoc with the hopes of interviewing the racist. So hopefully today we're going to interview someone from the Aryan Brotherhood. Again, I don't know if this is actually going to happen because I feel like he's a bit reluctant. We're going to find out today if we can interview him, and we'll be on our way shortly.
He's told us if we're not there within an hour, he'll come looking for us. I just feel a little bit uneasy about going to this interview, and doing this kind of work for 2 years, I've never felt uneasy going to an interview as I do currently. I'm about to interview someone in the Aryan Brotherhood, which is known as the most racist, hateful group known to man, according to Google. So we're 10 minutes away from interviewing the Aryan Brotherhood. We're in the middle of nowhere. We've been driving up this road with no other roads, no other leads. Haven't seen a car for about 20-30 minutes. I am feeling a bit anxious. We drove a long time to get here. We're driving on a road that doesn't even look like a road to get to him. So I guess we're going to see what happens in the next 30 minutes. Hi there, what was the name?
Joe.
On our third day in Mississippi, we went from having absolute no connections to meeting a member of the Aryan Brotherhood, all just by talking to strangers on the street. This is the moment we have been waiting for.
Joe, the reason I've come to Mississippi is because I heard it was one of the most racist states in America.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that statement is true?
It used to be. Now it's not some more. There's not so much. A nigger's a nigger. A nigger, if you look up the definition of a nigger, it is a filthy, unclean person. I hate niggers, you know, because I mean they drain the economy. They drain the economy. I don't approve of them. Don't like them. They rub me raw because they raped my sister. You know what I'm saying? It's okay though, because that family is no longer around. Okay, so I'll never have nothing for them. Nothing. As long, I mean, the rest of my days on them.
Immediately upon starting the interview, Joe made it very clear where he stood.
Does race matter?
Does race matter? Yes, it matters. White people should, I mean, everybody should stick their own kind. You don't see bluebird mating with a robin. You don't see a red bird mating with a blackbird. They all stick to their race. That's what it should be. That's what God intended to be.
Was your mindset always like that?
Yes.
And where do you think that, because I don't think no one's born with that mindset.
My dad, he's in the organization. He knows what, you know, and he raised me that way. And everything that he taught me from this high up, you know, has been true. Water shouldn't mix. Water and oil don't mix. Just like black and white don't mix. That's right. Okay, next question. I can't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And how do you feel, Joe, about the media who label the Brotherhood as racist, neo-Nazis? Would you say there's truth in those statements?
To an extent, because they don't see. They just look at the outside. They're not on the inside and looking at why we do what we do.
Do you reckon, George, you'll always have this mindset, do you think? Or do you reckon this
Yes, no. I will be this way till the day I die. There's no changing it. Unless God himself come down here. That would be the only way.
And would you prefer it if America was all white?
Yeah. I really would. I don't think there'd be near as much crime and bullshit that's going on and hate and everything else. Everybody could get along. Black people, just like white people, just like Hispanics, anybody, they have their own opinion of the other race. My thoughts and my opinions, they're different than yours. Everybody sees the world different.
Joe, do you reckon you and me could ever be friends?
Could we be friends? Oh yeah. Yes, we could be friends. We could be friends. But we could never be like mine and his friendship. You see what I'm saying? We couldn't be like that.
If you was friends or you spoke to a black person, would people in the Brotherhood have a problem with that?
No, we talk to black people every day. We talk to them every day. We deal with them every day. We have big deals with them.
But you can be friends with color.
I can be friends with color. But I can't cross that line. And you know what line I'm talking about.
Do you find other races attractive?
No, it's nasty. To me, it's nasty.
So to you, black women are nasty?
Yes. Yes.
And Joe, do you think black people deserve the same opportunities as white people here in America?
No. Because they were brought here. They were brought here to work for us, to do what we tell them to do.
To me, obviously, I'm a civilian. I'm not involved in this life, and hearing these things to me, it's shocking. Almost a loss of words, like, because I've never spoke to someone, I guess.
No.
Is there any way you could leave the Brotherhood? Is there anything that would make you leave?
Unless I die. That's the only way I die. That's the only way I get out. Somebody kill me. That's the only way I'll leave it. This is my life. This is my life.
Could you give a quick synopsis of what the Brotherhood's goals are, and do you think they're going to be accomplished at any point?
We're working toward a better place to live, as far as, used to. This is back years ago. You could leave your door unlocked. You could leave your vehicle unlocked. You could leave a gun sitting out there in your yard, and you wouldn't ever have to worry about it. Nowadays, you have to nail down a gas can out there in the yard before, if you don't, somebody's gonna steal it. You can't go anywhere today and leave a pack of cigarettes on the table. Leave shit alone. That's not yours. Leave it alone. Don't f with it. Why? We're trying to get back to them days.
Do you think that's ever going to happen?
If it don't happen, we're going to make one hell of a try at it. And then we're doing pretty good right now.
I'm seeing as well, you're scanning cars as well. Can I ask why?
Like I said, I'm not the only eyes out here. If I feel just anything, y'all won't leave here. I mean that. Just like I told you a while ago, I do it for less. I've done it for less. It's not the only eyes looking at y'all. So, I've got my people are looking, making sure that everything's okay. Everything's legit. I'm doing that for reason, for my safety. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want anything to go sour.
How did you join the Brotherhood?
I was born in it. My dad was in it. I'm third generation.
Why do you think some people do?
Heritage. You gotta look at his parents. He didn't ask to be here.
If someone randomly wanted to join, what is there a process to join?
Yes, there is a process. You're in training for a year. Before you're ever even considered.
You're there.
Pretty much. You have to earn your keep. So you have to do the dirty work. See, when I got in it and went in it full-fledged, they didn't cut me no slack. Just because I'm third generation. I still had to go through everything. I had to go through everything and work my way up the ladder.
When you say you have to go through them, so what do you have to go through to move up within the Brotherhood? Like, how do you move up the ranks?
Yeah, you do what you're told. You do dirty work, and that's If somebody's car needs blowed up, you go blow it up. If somebody tells you to go get this and you don't stop until you get it, do what you got to do to get it. You want to be part of this, you want to be part of us. So be that.
What's the worst memory you have being in the Brotherhood?
I had to go down to Florida because we had ordered some stuff and sent 2 guys down to get it. They called us and told us that something's wrong, you need to come down here. Well, our 2 guys didn't come back. So we went down, go to a 55-gallon drum, popped the lid open, and there's the 2 guys. 2 guys. They tried to skim off the top. And they got off.
And have people ever been kicked out?
They don't get kicked out.
They
leave in a body bag. They're sending flowers to the mama the next day. See what I'm saying? You don't show defiance. You don't buck the system. Because once you commit and you say that you're committed, believe that in your heart that you're committed, then you go back on that, you're disrespected. You don't do that.
We couldn't believe it had happened. Meeting a gang-affiliated racist with blood on his hands was not on the cards when we started our trip. It was only day 3, and we still had another whole day allocated for this documentary, so we packed our bags and headed to Clarksdale in Mississippi Delta to see what we could find next, and what we found was shocking.
I got the mob out here with me. I got SIT out here with me. I got my people out here with me. We on Death Avenue, man. We on Death Avenue, my lord. You talking about we on Death Avenue this
38C14, my Clyde every day. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't seen no racism. They stay on their side. They stay on their side. We stay on their. Man, you got your rednecks going to the public schools, and you got your high class white people going to the academies. You know what I'm saying? Right here downtown. You know what I'm saying? When they see us, they don't come out too much. You know? Swiping, rapping, trapping. SIT. We standing on business, standing on 10.
All races have their racism going on, you know. Racism don't forever exist if you ask me.
And do you think today, in 2025, a black man or color, any man of color has the same opportunity as a white man?
I create my own opportunity as a black man, but if I walk in certain rooms and it's white and it's black, 9 times out of 10, if it's a white superior, they gonna go for the white person every time.
And have you ever experienced racism yourself living in Mississippi?
I've experienced racism for sure. Plenty of time, but I embrace it. It don't bother me at all. Everybody look at it differently, you know. It don't bother me because I was raised around racism. Well, white people look at us and they turn their face when they see us and stuff like that.
The N-word. If someone was to call you that, how does that make you feel?
You said, somebody would call me N-word?
What you saying, out of color or something like a white person?
Out of color.
It's zero tolerance for it. I'ma feel violated.
I could just walk away. Because stuff can get isolated, stuff can get real physical and it can escalate real fast.
For sure. I feel like the older generation gotta die out. Them older like racist people that might be in their 80s and 70s. Yeah, you like teaching this shit. Yeah, so once they kinda die out, it'll be probably less than now. The academy out there is 98% white people. It's a line. Once they integrated and let the black people come, they created their own schools. They didn't want us out there. It's private. It costs like maybe $1,500 a year. The teachers black, the principal black, the superintendent black. Go out there. The teachers white, the students white, the players white. They want to separate from us because I didn't realize it growing up, but we kind of never had white friends.
We American, so we all should be one. If we talking about white should be over here, black should be over here, Hispanic should be over here. How can our communities actually work? We talking about building our communities. No way that we're gonna build our community and we be separated. If you're not used to being around certain things, you for sure gonna be uncomfortable. In certain parts of Mississippi, that me as a black man, if I go over there, they gonna call the police. All police is not gonna be on your side, cause they gonna be wondering why you over in this community, why you doing this. We in America, the land of the free.
Clarksdale was lively, much more lively than the other towns that we had visited. We decided to head back into the more rural areas of Mississippi, so we headed to a town called Mount Bayou.
I'm currently in Mount Bayou. Currently here, 4 out of 10 people live below the poverty line. I've come to see what it's like. From what I've heard, the Delta is constantly on the decline. I'm here at the moment, apparently 1,300 people live in this town. I've been here for a couple of hours and I can't really see much going on. At one point, this was a thriving black town and an example of what one should look like. 20, 30, 40 years later, it looks like no jobs, no opportunities, one gas store.
Unbeknownst to us, Mount Bayou found itself the epicenter of the civil rights movement, much more so than we could have imagined. It was a happy accident.
Emmett Till was killed in Drew, Mississippi, which is about 17 miles from here. It was Dr. T.R.M. Howard in Mount Bayou that says, I'm not going to let this keep on happening. Nobody in Mississippi black could get on the phone and call the FBI. They had operators. So you pick the phone up, the operator say, operator, and then you have to tell them who you calling. And you have to first say, I like to have long distance. And they say, you can't call long distance. Who ran the telephone companies? But in Mount Bayou, we owned our own telephone company. And that's why you heard about the Emmett Till trial.
It was the first black-owned town. Businesses still owned by black people. This building was built in 1904 and it was one of the first ever black-owned banks. Over the last 100 or 50 years, apparently there's been a dramatic decline.
No money. Everybody moving away. You don't got no job, you gonna move.
How do you feel when the school shut down, the hospital shut down? How did that make you feel?
I ain't gonna lie. It made me feel Mount Bayou really becoming almost a ghost town. We ain't got much left.
Are businesses in this area still all black-owned?
Most lost, multi.
The Delta poor, but it's like the people rich in spirit. You can stop by a stranger and like get a good ass conversation or something, or like a good word or whatever.
I need to be on that 50 y'all put in Hollywood. He's from Mount Bayou. He still lives in Mount Bayou. 100% chocolate city. How y'all doing? You say y'all from London? My name Booker T.
Have you lived here all your life?
Oh, yeah, I'm from Mount Bayou, but I've been in the penitentiary all my life.
What for?
Everything you can name. If you name it, I done done 43 years in that penitentiary.
You did 43 years.
But you know, the road I picked, I walked it, motherfucker. I mean, I picked the road and nobody put me on it. So I nothing to blame nobody because I could have been anything. You know, I used to do a bunch of shit.
That's my grandfather's gas station up there. My grandfather's name is Thompson, Samuel Thompson.
And why do you think there's been such a decline?
It's just unequal. It's still not equal, right? This used to be the only highway. First of all, you can see how they built Highway 61 around Shelby, Mount Bayou.
The main highway going north up the Delta used to cut right through the middle of Mount Bayou, with flourishing businesses all along the side of the road that would thrive off the traffic. Eventually, the highway was rerouted to go around Mount Bayou.
That stops all revenue from coming through here,
leaving the town with no passerby traffic.
Even if you open that meat market, ain't nobody coming from out of town shopping because they don't travel this highway no more. They travel that new highway. The business you'll get in there will be the business from right here in town, because this is the only way you can get to Memphis. It's along this highway right here. You had to come through Mount Bayou.
Mount Bayou was founded in 1887 by formerly enslaved people.
This town here was built on slaves. Slaves built this town.
Who sought to build a self-sufficient town free from the grip of white supremacy.
So it looks like this was Isaac Montgomery's home, the guy who founded the town. He used to be a slave.
A lot of people don't understand. This is sacred ground.
It became a beacon of black independence. During the Civil Rights era, Mount Bayou was a safe haven for black Americans.
Have y'all been to the museum up here yet?
Not yet. Not yet. We're going to head there in a minute.
I'm Darrell Johnson. Darrell Arwen. Good to meet you. Yes, sir.
Do you think racism still exists today within Mississippi?
You get too funny. Ask a question like that in right in the heart of the Mississippi Delta.
So I have interviewed people who are openly racist, and there's folk who have done an interview with me. I guess majority of white people who I've spoken to within Mississippi have said to me they should just let go of their past. They need to let go to move forward. What would you say to that?
I make a deal with them. If they let go of their racist past, I'll let go of what was done to us and our folks in the past. That's stupid. You don't let go of your past. That's who you are. That's who your folks are. If there is a sore and you keep packing stuff on top of the sore and you keep wrapping it up and wrapping it up, oh, just forget the sore. Just forget it. You don't do that. The first action that you got to take is expose it. Take everything off, find what a sore is, expose the sore, and baby it until it gets better. We are all members of one body. We all declared that the United States should be one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. But we kept flunking the test. There is a sore. And we keep on telling the people, forget there's a sore. Dummy, you don't take the devil to bed with you. You get him out the bed. You expose him. And that's what we need to do with racism. We have to learn how to live with each other. And the way you do that, first face your past and say it was wrong, I was wrong, and I need to go forward being right. There's a time that we have to stop being babies. Stop being people that are afraid of each other. Because, baby, your head is bigger than my head, or your feet are bigger than my feet, or your color may be different than my color. It's always one God, and He made us all, and He intended to make us the way He intended to make us. He left us here to learn how to get along with each other. There should be a time that each and every one of us start learning about our brothers, start learning about our sisters, and figuring out who they are and how can they empower me. And once we do that, the connector of every joint is what we call love, because God is love. I believe powerfully that if a man know the truth, then they're not fooled anymore. The only reason that people are stuck in those areas is because they've been fooled. But once you know the truth will make you free. And my job is to help you get free. So I invite every racist, every Aryan brother, every whoever they are, come to the museum. Donald Trump on down. Come to the Mound Bayou Museum. We want to show you what we all about.
You think that cycle can ever stop?
I don't believe so. I don't believe I'll ever see it in, well, I know it won't ever see it in my lifetime, because I ain't going to be here that long. You know, I know it. That's why I can try to be candid with you whenever I talk, me and you talk, you know.
And then, I guess you feel racism was always going to be there in these southern states, have you ever considered leaving these southern states?
Well, I didn't when I should have. I should have when I was a young man. That's when I should have left.
Why didn't you?
I don't know, man. For some reason or nothing, I just didn't. I got family here, and I had family in Pennsylvania, and I had that didn't live, you know, in the racist state, but I should have left him. All of the black people in Mississippi should have left him, went on up north and got him a fair job that's paying fair wages and everything. You know, ain't nothing in the South. You can't even get a job down here and get fair wage.
What's the difference between being white and black when it comes to the wage?
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
Does a white man get paid more than a black man for the same job?
Yeah.
Give me an example. So what kind of job would a white man get paid more than a black man for?
Well, I tell you what, I helped this old company. I ain't gonna call their name. I helped this old company build the train station in Meridian, multimodal. They had a train station they were building on down there, and me and these old guys we were talking one day, and you know they had a white guy everywhere else besides out there digging that footing and stuff, and put that footing and stuff in, but they didn't have no white guys out there. It was all black. White guy would come through every couple of hours and check to see if you was deep enough or if your footing was deep enough or what. And then, you know, a black guy could have done that. But they give all them kind of jobs to white guys.
What about interrelational relationships? Growing up, did you often see black and white couples?
Well, you might see that now. But in the past, you wouldn't see that.
Would it have been fine for you growing up trying to speak to a white lady?
It all depends on who she was. You know, we've had a sheriff here that I was probably 10, 12 years old. And this black guy, he had a beard. He had a beard and had his face, you know, fixed up pretty good. And the sheriff back in them days, gave him a knife and told him to shave it off. No water, no razor, just his pocket knife.
He gave him a pocket knife and told him to shave his face?
Yeah. He had to shave it too.
What would happen if he didn't shave it?
You'd probably wind up home. A shot right there on the street.
Do you think there's a superior race?
Yes. Yes.
What makes the white race superior?
We were here first.
When you say here, do you mean the planet or do you mean?
I mean, in the.
So I think the argument today we had that the Africans were potentially here before white people.
Not here. Not on U.S. soil. Maybe across seas. They come over here on a boat.
Then what makes the white race, again, more superior? Because to me, we're all equal.
Right. But that's your way, that's your thinking, your belief. That's how you,
I guess my question to you is, I understand your belief is the white spirit, but then the follow-up question is, why?
What color is Jesus?
To my knowledge, he was almost Arabic, like he had a tan.
He has a tan.
So he's from the Middle East.
Was his mother? He doesn't look white, but he come from white. You see? That's where he is, and that's where it always will be.
You know, when the Klan was around and stuff, there was some people in this town that were probably pretty serious with it. I can't call them names, but there was some people that was in it, you know. And they meant business, I guess, you know, but nowadays it's a lot different, you know. But back in the day, that's one of the things I'm talking about, the past, you know. Some of them people don't forget that, you know. And I don't know, I don't think they preach it to the kids or nothing, but the kids hear stories of it, and it makes them think, you know. It makes them kind of think, well, it's happened today, so we still kind of reluctant of this white man, you know. And that's just my feelings, you know, kind of what people think.
And going back to the history of it, we spoke earlier, do you think black people should just let it go?
I don't think just let it go, but I mean, they can't never forget it.
What do you think makes someone a racist? Well, why do you think there are racist people?
What makes them kind of just things that's happened to their families in the past or something like that, you know, I guess. That's the only thing, you know, that's what I would say. Something bad happened to their family and,
and I know bad things happen. Bad things have happened to our families too.
Growing up, what was life like for you growing up in Mississippi in the
As I
50s?
said, I went to school in I started school in 1968, and I went to George Washington Carver School, which is now it used to be a plant and it's now nothing. It's deserted. The first few months I went there, and the next time is when they integrated the schools, which I went to Neshoba Central. And my parents were not able to take me to be registered, so I registered myself.
Why wasn't I able to take her?
She had to work, and you just couldn't get off work to do that as a black woman or man. My daddy worked at a lumber mill, and my mother worked at a plant, so she couldn't get off work to take me, so I had to do it myself. So she taught me all the information I needed to know, and I registered myself.
Growing up as well, did you ever experience racism yourself in Mississippi?
Well, that first couple of years when I got off the bus, we were called some pretty bad names. My brother actually fought every day when he got on the bus and got off the bus because people would say things, and the N-word which is here now, is used sparingly because the kids don't know really what it means. They use it as a phrase of friendship, but then it wasn't, So it was hard. But I was striving to make sure that I was going to get everything I got out of this education. So I did everything right. Like I said, Coach Gordon was a great coach, Blake's father. He helped me in every way to try to be the best person I could be. And I strived to get the highest grades I possibly could at the high school. And I ended up being the first black student body vice president.
Congratulations.
I ended up being a homecoming queen. And when I graduated, I was a scholar athlete.
I came to Mississippi because once upon a time, it was known as potentially the most racist state, quote unquote, in America. And do you think that holds any truth to that statement?
Historically or presently?
Both, each.
Historically, it's definitely up there. I mean, there's, countless movies, documentaries, books about the history. It's a part of history. Is it currently the most racist? I would say definitely not. We have a very large black population here. Different areas of the state are different, but Jackson, for instance, is the blackest city in the country. And where I've been throughout the state, it has always been the racial tension has never really been a thing. I grew up going to school with black and white kids, work with black and white men. It's never really an issue. I don't know how it is in other states, but I can't imagine this is the worst.
The KKK, did they have a heavy presence?
The KKK come up here and marched. They come through and marched,
And how do people respond?
They didn't like it. Most of the white folks stayed at home. I guess because they knew they had them sheep and things over their head. I guess because they knew some of probably was their neighbor.
Is there many white people in this town?
Not now. It used to be. But most of all of the white folks either dying out or they moving out in the country somewhere or something. I don't know. I don't know. It ain't many.
And the ones that are here, what are they like?
Hey, they ain't gonna have no contact with no black folks. That's why they staying. They ain't having no contact with black folks. They staying to themselves, and black folks staying to themselves. I can remember back in the 80s and the late 70s and the early 80s, at private school over there, it used to be a bunch of kids from over there that went to the private school. What happened to them after that? I don't know. Because it ain't many kids at all that's going to the private schools over there. Not many at all.
100 years from now, do you think racism is still prevalent in Mississippi?
Yeah. It's going to always be racism in Mississippi. because of the way I told you, the way it's going is from generation to generation like that. They teaching their kids how to be racist.
They'll just keep going.
They'll keep going.
Just 2 weeks after we left Mound Bayou, a young black man named Trey Reed was found hanging from a fruit tree on the campus of Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi, which is only 10 miles down the road from Mound Bayou. The initial autopsy done by the county concluded there was no foul play involved, but a private autopsy is currently being done to verify those results. The echoes of Emmett Till's cries still reverberate through the air. The violence of the KKK is still present, but in a different form. And Mississippi is still burning, but just quietly.